What's going on, guys? Ryan with Jedha Patrol back with another video. Today we're going to take a preview look at the Hot Toys Kuiil and Blurg. That's right, guys. Ryan back with another video. Today we're going to take a look at Kuiil and the Blurg from Hot Toys, a figure which honestly we all hoped we would get way back in season 1 of Mando, and then recently they teased us with it and then waited several weeks before they actually put it up as an official announcement, up for pre-order, and pretty stoked for this one. So let's go ahead and dive into some of these photos. We're going to take a deep dive on this figure and see whether or not it is worth picking up or not, or how many you might need. Let's take a look at this first one, guys. We've got Kuiil sitting on a stone of a base. It looks probably the base to the Blurg is actually probably what this actually is. This is the first thing I actually noticed of this one. Okay, let's from a posing standpoint, it looks like a 6-scale figure that can actually sit down. I don't know if anybody has actually tried to do this with figures that are have, I don't know, it's made with smaller bodies or armors, that kind of stuff. But not every figure can actually pull a sit-down pose like a Spider-Man figure. Some of those figures can't really do that because of the tights of the suits. Troopers, Iron Man, just different figures. If you ever tried to have like K2SO sit down, like his legs are it's weird. It's just strange. But he looks like a natural pose, and I really do kind of dig that. So he does have this water bucket for the Blurg, so this is going to be part of that set. And then he's got his little backpack there, which looks fantastic. But I think we got, anyways, I don't want to jump ahead of myself. Anyways, we got a photo here of, I've got this intermixed with the Blurg and then Kuiil alone by himself, because they're offering both, and they put them both at the same, for pre-order at the same time. Recently, they showed us the Mando on Blurg, and everybody was like, oh my God. And then they offered the Blurg separate, like if you only want a Blurg, in case you already have the OG Durasteel Mando. So then everybody was like, well, where the hell's Kuiil? So here it is. So there you go. I think these two look just perfect side by side together. I think they look fantastic and probably going to be high on display. Might not be a spoiler. You guys know I'm going to get it anyway. So I'm really here to help you because I'm, I get them all because it's just silly. But the Durasteel Mando looks fantastic. The Kuiil on the Blurg looks fantastic. Everything about it, I like it. I think this is a perfect display option, and the fact that we're going to get more creatures out of the Star Wars universe is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. We need more creatures. I mean, the creatures are what makes Star Wars fun and exciting and cool and weird and that kind of stuff. So I would love to see some more humanoid figures, some creatures. They did the figure pack with the Loth cat, which was awesome. Would love to have one of those. A Loth wolf, as I've mentioned before. I mean, what other Star Wars creatures would you guys like to have? Salacious Crumb would be a good one, although Sideshow did one for their Jabba set. But clearly Hot Toys could do one as well. So that'd be a good question for the comment section. What creatures from the Star Wars universe would you like to see? Put it down in the comment section, and whichever comment you like, whoever has the best comment, hit most likes, maybe we'll do something special for them. So we'll give them a shout out in the next video. So pretty stoked for all this stuff. So Kuiil and Mando, here he is on the Blurg. Now, this particular figure is not without its controversy. I know you're gonna say, oh my God, I can't freaking believe it. Hot Toys has announced a figure and there are complaints. I know this is shocking. I know, I get it. But there's people out there. I saw this one post. I'm not gonna say names or anything. I don't want to do that. But I saw this one post where somebody was comparing the Blurg Kuiil on the Blurg with the figure with the show, like some screen grabs of the show. And I get it. I understand. These are pricey figures, and you want them to be like ever so perfect. I understand. They're not cheap, especially this particular one. $540 for the set. So I understand. But there's got to be a point to where we just don't bitch about everything. I know it's never going to happen. It's the internet, and it's just easy to go type. But at some point, you got to go, like Hot Toys could have never made this figure. They could have never made the Blurg, could have never made Kuiil, and then everybody be going, where's Kuiil, where's Kuiil? And the people who are excited for the Kuiil are the ones who are okay if it's off 1/8 of an inch on like the leg extension or whatever that is. They're okay with that. Or they're all okay if it's just the slightest off shade of green or whatever that is, because you're going to get the figure. Now, if the portrait sucks, then I'll call it like it is. If it's no good, you know me, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, okay? But at some point, you got to take into account, I've said this before, camera angles, lighting, lens distortion. You got to take into account freaking CGI versus actual in-hands figure. Like, at what point do you just say, just enough's enough? So, I'm getting pretty close with that here recently, because when you see my War Machine video that's coming out very soon, the Iron Man War Machine Mark 1 reissue, we're going to talk about that in depth. There might be a rant in there. We'll see. But Kuiil right here with the Blurg. So many posing options with this. I think with the ability to pose him, like with the water bucket here, I think it looks fantastic. These two are meant to be together. I think if you only get Kuiil, there's only a couple of reasons why you want to do it. There's only two reasons why you would do that. One would be budget. And I completely understand that. If you get the budget for Kuiil and not the budget for Kuiil and the Blurg, by all means, that I get it, 100%. So I think there's a reason to only get one versus the 2-pack. The other reason would be space. The Blurg is quite tall and it's going to take up some space. So you got to determine if that's something you have space for. Those are really the two factors. If you have a Mandalorian display and you're building one, like you've got all the other figures, you've got the IG-11 and you got all the stuff. I think you'd be remiss to not get the 2-pack, but you got to collect within your own budget, your own space savings, space display space. But you got to figure that out for yourself. But here it is. It doesn't look bad by himself. Like Kuiil's, here he is with his dart rifle. He's got his backpack. He's got his water bucket, and it looks just fine. But there's something about having it with the Blurg and the creature on there that just, it's like the little cherry on top of the milkshake. It's just fantastic. This portrait, holy crap. So good. So freaking good. So stoked for this portrait, guys. If it comes in to like anywhere close to this, it's going to be a 10 out of 10. It's unbelievable. The tailoring on this figure, the helmet, just everything. I freaking love it. The expression, I think they nailed the expression. Sometimes they don't nail the expression. Sometimes that's like, it'll be a good sculpt, but the expression is just kind of like, it's one of those things. Here, I think they nailed it. He looks like Kuiil. Honestly, it looks great. The tailoring looks great. The paint apps look great. The detail, everything about it. It's just a good photo as well. The lighting on the photo is a great job for the photographer. But they really did a good job highlighting the age and the details and the wrinkles and the paint apps and the freckling and everything going on with this. And we know that Hot Toys nails older sculpts, Tarkin, Krennic. We know they do. But here is Kuiil, the Blurg, and there is actual water. I say water, just fake water, in the bucket, which is actually kind of nice. I wasn't sure about that till I was kind of looking through these photos. Pretty nice little piece right there. Here he is again with his dart rifle. He's just doing his thing. Now there are some people, I guess we'll kind of go through some of these. I want to talk about the price point a little bit, maybe a little later in the video, after we get through some of these detail shots. But the hands, doesn't have a whole lot of hands accessories, but what would he really do? Really wouldn't come with a whole lot. Here he is, you can see how tall he actually is on that Blurg. That Blurg is tall. So you got the base, all right? And then you got the Blurg, and then you got Kuiil on top. It's huge. It is huge. So big fan of this thing, absolutely. Here we go, fixing up IG-11 with a piece. And I don't remember that piece that's in his hand. I don't recall that piece. I'm gonna check the end photos, but I don't recall that particular piece that's in his hand. Maybe that's something the photographer used, but I don't think that came with IG-11. So I'm not sure what piece that actually is. We'll have to look at the end. Here's the accessory pack, the Grogu from that pack. And yeah, I dig it. The Duracell Mando with him together, dude, come on. Come on. It looks... Every time I walk past that Duracell Mando, I'm like, man, that's a good looking figure. I so much prefer that one over the Beskar steel one. And even though the other one's got the cool, got the accessories and the jetpacks, all the Duracell one on the shelf, it's just good. Just good character design, costume design by the folks over at Lucasfilm. So they did a really good job. So there's that piece again. What accessory piece did that come from? Is that in the accessory pack? Did I totally miss that piece? No. It's not listed here in the figure. Oh, no, it is. It's in the middle. Oh, okay. I'm sitting here going, it's in the freaking middle picture. I'm going, what? How did I miss that? That thing is tiny. All right, so cool. There's that. I was there going, what in the world? The dart that actually pegs into the Blurg, I think it was just a perfect touch. That was just great. This guy looks great. I think one of the complaints on this figure are going to be the price point. So $245. If I got that right? Yeah, $245 MSRP on Kuiil by himself, and $540 for the 2-pack. The $245, some people are going, oh man, it's too much money. And let me tell you something about that. I skipped out for a while before picking up the Attack of the Clones Yoda because of the price point. I'm like, it's a 4-inch figure, essentially. It's a 4-inch figure. And how can it possibly be the price that it was? I was sitting here going, man, this is just crazy. For not much money, I can get a 12-inch figure versus a 4-inch figure, and it'd just be better. But look at, obviously I got it later and I freaking love that thing. Look at the price point on that thing now, on the Yodas. The smaller figures, they do well on the secondary market. I don't think you can go wrong with this guy. This is one of those characters that when it sells out, it's gonna go, like the price is gonna go crazy because there's gonna be new collectors coming into the marketplace. There's gonna be new people watching The Mandalorian, although I know it's gonna be hard to believe there's some people who haven't actually seen The Mandalorian, but there are. And yeah, it's just going to be, or there's going to be people who can't afford it now, who can afford it later, and that's the thing in people's finances. So I get it. I think Kuiil is 100% a must buy. The question's got to be, do you get the single or do you get the 2-pack? And I think it's got to go down to budget. Do you have the budget for it? Do you have the space? That's where it's got to go down to. $240 for Kuiil, or $245 for Kuiil. $540 for the 2-pack. That $300 you're paying for the Blurg later down the road is going to be a hell of a lot more than $300. Hell of a lot. Look at the Sideshow Dewback that came out way back when. Now, granted, there's limited piece. I think there's 750 of those or something like that. But it's stupid money right now. It's stupid money. And hopefully one day they'll actually reissue that or give us another version of that. That would be kind of cool. But the fact that we're having this for that $300 price point, I think it makes sense. So I'm definitely going to be getting the 2-pack. I've already got the Duracell Mando on Kuiil coming, and I've got obviously the Kuiil on Blurg coming. So if you would like to pick one up for yourself, there's 2 places I recommend. One of them is going to be Collector's Own. Put a discount code down below. They sell out their stock rather quickly, so if you want to pre-order with them, they have payment plans, all kinds of stuff. There's a discount code Patrol for them. They have both, so you can get whichever one you want. If you want to get the first batch or the day one batch or the second batch that's coming out from Hong Kong, you can check out Pop Collectibles down below as well. Put a link for them, and you can pick those up as well. So it just depends on how fast you want your figures. Do you want to wait those few extra months to get them from overseas via the US distributors, or would you rather skip that and go overseas? It's going to cost you more overseas generally, but it depends on how impatient you are. So that's an option for you guys. For me, I gotta have it. I think it's a solid release. I would love to see some other creatures from the Star Wars universe. Absolutely would love these. So comment down below which Star Wars creature you think Hot Toys should make. It can be multiples. You can have a whole list of them, whatever it is. And we'll see which comment gets the most thumbs up, the most likes, and we'll give you a shout out in the next video. So come up with a good creature, a good one. Let's be creative in there, because Star Wars without creatures would be a lot less fun. So if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. We're having a lot of fun here. We're on our way to 100K, 60K giveaway coming up very soon. So you might as well go ahead and hit the button. Join the Facebook group if you haven't already. If you want to support us on Patreon, that would be amazing as well. Links for all this stuff down below. As always, click what you like. See you next time.